Podcast. This is Kayla.
And this is Becky, and we're with A Couple of Bees Read.
Yes, and we also drink wine. What is the weekly wine, Becky?
Well, our weekly wine is a specialty wine that we have. It's called Sun, Wind, and Soul. Yes, it's a red blend. It has about 50% Cabernet Sauvignon. It has 35% Zinfandel, and then a Petite Syrah. So, I have not had it before. This just came in. It smells good.
Is that plum?
No, not plum. But it does have a plum taste to it though, but it is red and black fruits.
Black cherry?
It has cherry, blackberry, and raspberry.
Blackberry, that's what I was, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell it's very different, so.
Yeah, it's get that blackberry charge, kind of.
Yeah, and it's not an expensive wine, and it's from Napa, California, and of course it's our clean crafted, where we have sustainable, vineyards and very healthy soil, because we don't use pesticides, we don't have additives, we don't have sugar added or anything like that. And one thing people don't often realize is that wine is gluten and vegan, gluten-free and vegan.
There you go.
There you are. And it goes well with, I think this wine would pair with just about anything. Grilled chicken or pork chops or Chinese or any of that, And I was going to show the folks on our thing. If you go here to my site, it says take our wine quiz, and you do that, and then it's going to ask you questions. And then as you go through, at the end, you'll get a result, and it will tell you what type of wines, according to what you like, that would be best for you to purchase. And it's a cute little test. I enjoyed taking it, and of course I pretty much knew what I liked. But especially if you're new to wine and you're not sure, that's an excellent way to determine. And we have great gift sets right now, for Christmas coming up, and you have friends, you can buy like the 4-pack, and you can divvy that up. And when I got us 2 of the $99 specials, and each has 4 wines, and some of the wines in there are very expensive. They're, by the time you buy them, you're almost at $99 anyway, so you're going to get a really good deal for that. So check us out and see, and if you have any questions, let me know.
Yes, so, and the link to our Scout and Cellar page is in the bio, so definitely check that out. We have some exciting news today. We are prepping for another author interview, this time with one of my favorites, Terri Parlato. I got to meet her at Killer Nashville this past year, and she is so awesome. I read her book, All the Dark Places, and we reviewed it here on this blog. And after I met her, kind of a little bit stalked her at Killer Nashville, but in a really nice way.
Yeah.
Anyway, she agreed to give us an early copy of her book, and I have one and Becky has one. This is the sequel to All the Dark Places, and it's What Waits in the Woods, which, by the way, beautiful cover. I love this cover. It's so understated, but it's also so perfect for what this book is.
Yes, very much.
I was really excited about this because Rita's coming back. Rita was the detective in All the Dark Places, who had to solve this twisty mystery. One of my favorite things about Rita is she's in her 60s. She is a detective. She's doing her job, and she's very good at her job. And I think in this genre especially, it is so rare to see women that age who aren't grandmothers. Not that there's anything wrong with being a grandmother, obviously. But it's someone in a different role who is just so human and such a cool character. And this time, of course, it is a different case. So our other point of view character is Esme. And a quick synopsis before Becky gives the official review. Esme was a prima ballerina in Sacramento. She comes back into town to find that her high school best friend has been murdered practically in her backyard.
Yes.
And this high school best friend looks alarmingly like Esme. And Esme thinks that maybe she was the target all along. So as Rita's trying to figure out this case and deal with suspects, Esme is there trying to figure out if she should be worried. And that's really all I could say. Yeah, because it's so twisted all the way.
It is. It has a great twist to it. It's definitely a 5 stars. I couldn't put it down. I just kept thinking, what is going to happen next? I mean, bless her heart, Esme drives up. She's been gone for now like over 2 years since she's been back to her home. And she drives up and there's police everywhere and ambulances there. And she's, her dad is really on his deathbed. He's
liver failure.
Yes, he's very sick. And so she's afraid that's what it is. And she gets out and she runs up and then her brother is there and she finds out that no, it's not her dad and it's actually her best friend. And this really does a lot to her because What Waits in the Woods, the title comes from the fact that the woods behind her house is where she and her friends grew up and played, and there was a pond, and a neighbor girl drowned in the pond. And and it's always been a question about what happened. Her sister was blamed, but it's always been a little bit of a question mark there. And her mother and her father were in a wreck, and during the time of the wreck, she was like the only one conscious, and somebody like rips open, tries to get in the car, and is saying, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And she just freaks out and gets out the other way. The guy grabs her. But then as time goes on, people say, well, you just had a concussion and you really didn't know what you're talking about. And they just play it off. And it even makes her doubt herself. And so with everything going on, and she's having to give up her dance and everything, and she comes back and is trying to pick up with her old group, her old group of friends, and that proves challenging within itself because when you've been gone for 10 years or more, and they've married and had children and moved on, and you've not kept in touch with them, you don't know what's going on and all this kind of stuff. There's kind of a strain there, but they are trying to build that friendship back. And then you come along and you have this kind of eccentric guy who he's really big in the fashion industry as far as costumes for theater and things in Hollywood and all this. And why is he in this little kind of
little town
that has nothing to do with the fashion industry or theater or anything else. And so that's a twist in itself. And that's all I will say about that. And then there was at one point in here, she gave us kind of a little hint to the final twist. And I was like, well, maybe, but nah, it can't be that at all, And then you get to the end and you're like, oh my goodness, yes it is. And it just blows your mind, what's going on here and everything. And I mean, there's like several twists right in the last couple of chapters of the book. There's several different things going on with the characters and everything. And, but overall, it ends, I always like a happy ending, and this ends, it has a good ending. Everybody's not happy at the end, so, but I was okay with the ending, I don't like to read a book that I'm not going to be happy with, but I was happy with this ending, even though everybody at the end, all the characters were not happy. So, but that's okay, because some of them deserve to not be happy at the end, to be honest with you guys. But anyway, it is a beautiful cover, as Kayla said. It's definitely 5 stars. Now, I personally have not read all the dark places, but I definitely want to go back and read it. And I've read some other reviews, and everybody says they're so excited that Rita is back.
Yeah.
So I want to read the original story of Rita, the detective. So anyway, if you haven't picked this up, it comes out December 26th.
Yes.
So you can pre-order it. So please do.
Pre-order it from Amazon, and it will be in your mailbox the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
What better Christmas gift for yourself than this book?
That's right. And I know Terry's got some appearances in different states and things going on. And when we talked to her, the 3rd, right?
Yes.
Next weekend. When we talk to her next weekend, we'll be sure that and put a link to all of her site and where all of her events are. So if you haven't read Terri, please pick up the book and do. We would appreciate it very much. And just another great read.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.